Will you let hip hop die on October 22nd?
Oh my God. This man, I swear. Oh my God. Okay. There's just so much. There's so much. Oh my God. Okay. Give me a sec. Hi, hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Shout out to the All Access Patreon members who are seeing this first. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you aren't already connected with me over on Patreon, it is completely free to join. And you still get some perks, like recently the free members got access to the Section 80 album parts earlier than I posted them on YouTube. So I posted them on Thursdays on Patreon and then Sundays on YouTube. Sometimes a video get blocked on YouTube, which has happened to me recently. And if that happens, it will be available for free on Patreon. Plus, it's ad-free. However, if you are interested in supporting my channel further, there is now a all-access membership through my Patreon that gives you access to all my content early and other benefits too. Also wanted to mention that we'll see how this goes, but this is my first time with new audio setup. We'll see how it goes. It's already weirding me out a little bit because I can hear myself, and it's just, I mean, obviously I can hear myself talk out loud, but there's just something about it being like directly in your ear that is just like a whole other level. Here's to me hoping that this turns out okay. I've done multiple test runs. Also, just getting this set up, I am not the tech savvy person, okay? So me trying to like get all these pieces, it's been a roller coaster. Also, there's so much static electricity, so I'm really hoping it doesn't pick up on that. My hair, like every time I move, it's like, so if I look a little Medusa-y, we're just gonna all collectively ignore that. Okay. What are we doing today? Oh, so I'm working through Kendrick Lamar's discography, and my all access Patreon members let me know that I should do the Heart series part 1, 2, 3 before I go into Good Kid, Mad City. So that's what we're gonna jump into first. The one thing that I am not loving is that they aren't, to my knowledge, on streaming services. So we are gonna have to do this on YouTube, which means I have to have split screen. We learned that last time. I'm assuming just based on the dates that part 1 and then part 2 I think was actually on an earlier like mixtape or EP or something. So those probably should have been done before Section 80, but you know. And then part 3 looks like it came out right before Good Kid, Mad City. It was the same year, but I think it was like a month or a week or something like that based on the dates that I saw. So we're gonna start with part 1. Let's hope that this audio thing works out. Oh, I'm so nervous about this. Here's also to hoping that we can't hear Legends Joy in the background.
A little Compton nigga, just a little Compton nigga. One time for my niggas, you know Compton nigga, just a little Compton nigga. Kendrick Lamar, yo, back with a vengeance, back with my heart and I'm venting, back with another war pendant. Salute me and shoot me, I never wore kufi, ignore my religion. I believe it's one God, it's one love, and I believe if I fly, we are doves. I make a way for my people to see the light, right in the yellow bones. Me and my microphone could be one, until I see big, Pac, see pun, but this ain't easy. I can't take a big L, my city needs me, I gotta win. The proof is in the pudding, and I've been fucking with Cosby since I was 10. You damn right, any means necessary, get the campaign right. Very emotional, I'm a Gemini, I love hard.
I love that he's been talking about being a Gemini since the beginning. We love a self-aware man.
And I fight harder, a born author, a born starter, in the game for real, and the game's appeal to the struggling youth with no father. You can't learn if mistakes ain't made, you gotta pay homage in order to get paid. You gotta pay attention in order to pay dues, and you ain't getting it till you start paying dues. Lifestyles of the young and the broke, with my hand under oath, I recite these quotes. And if I have a lie, then I die where I stand, that's a pest, not a man, but a roach and a rat. In order to see the front, had to play the back. We played our position, we let y'all play ourselves, y'all made your decision. We pray while we pray on competition, to flip another page of Corinthians.
It's so interesting to hear, like to watch this play out. And I am glad that we're doing things in chronological order, although I think I missed a little bit in the beginning. Probably should have started with some of the earlier verses, Section 80, but it is so interesting to see these little threads woven in that he picks up later. Listen, I know I talk a lot on this channel about Kendrick and Taylor, obviously being a Swiftie. I am very well aware. I listen to a lot of different music. I'm not just like a pop kind of girly. Like, I know these are not the only artists who do this. It's more that these are two artists that have, one, quite a bit of discography. And two, seems like they're so intentional. Like they had a goal, they had a vision, and they have been on that path. And it's like every step they take is going towards these goals, is these commitments to their artistry, it's commitment to their vision. What's the word I want to use? I love you, but you cannot stay there. I truly think, yeah. Are you going to show him that you can roll over? Wow. Yeah. I think Salem is really trying to be the channel's mascot over everyone else in the household. He's really fighting for that spot. What I was saying about this was, I was bringing up that because he said Gemini, I love that he brings in these little threads that will continue on in his music, right? Like we hear about this in section 80. I just love that. And I was saying that you are not gonna groom right here. Thank you. And I was saying that Taylor Swift also does this, and I do listen to a lot of different music. However, two artists that really come top of mind for me is Kendrick, now that I'm getting into him, and also Taylor, because it's almost like they had this vision, they had this goal, and they wanted to be so authentic to who they are and their stories. They have such artistry and such poetry with the way that they see the world, view their own experiences, and while their situations are obviously very, very, very different, they are the same in the way that they put themselves into their music and they speak about things and they do things in such layered ways. I bring them two up a lot, but I really do think it's because they just are so unique with their artistry and how they weave things in. There's threads that you pick up in Taylor Swift's first album that come full circle in her most latest, which is like her 10th album. I mean, that's crazy, right? And maybe it wasn't intentional in the very beginning. Maybe, you go back, who knows their creative process, but the point is that it's there. And I just love that. Okay, we're going back into this.
I see stars when I write these sentences. Words crash cars when I write these sentences. Opens your bars for my niggas' life sentences. Free J-Dub, kill all witnesses. Y'all better hope 2012 really real, cause the way I feel, I'ma make y'all suffer, to take y'all supper. I haven't ate.
Also going back a little bit, because I did forget to bring this up too, as far as lyrics go, to see not only the Gemini thing, but the other thread of like, from the get-go, he has been talking about, wanting to explain his experience. A born starter in the game for real, and the game's appeal to the struggling youth with no father. You can't learn if mistakes ain't made. You gotta pay homage in order to get paid. These are topics and threads that we pick up on in section 80, and I just love seeing that it's been like this literally from the get-go.
In the last 22 summers, and I'm 22 now, it's about to go down, so on guard, my God, we got this art, it's ours and all. Oh, I'm free, finally I can say I'm me. The Kendrick Lamar EP, a class EP, the question concern, trapped in the game, the whole world, my germs. Hope y'all infected, hope y'all didn't have no protection. Still I'm progressing, room for improvement, make room for the groom, married to his music. I was at the double XL, just trying to excel, networking. Meanwhile, my stomach turning, wanted to be a part of it, catering to my audience. J. Cole running late, if he don't show up, think I can take his place? Ladies start laughing, no pun intended, I ain't being sarcastic. Homie popped up with about 20 bags in, fresh off the plane, I couldn't even complain. My nigga was on his hustle, I introduced him my name, said I see him on the bubble in the future. My dude, I salute you, contributing the real shit.
I'm assuming that's real. Even as a 22-year-old, he's like networking, he's so for real, like I'll stand in for him. I mean, that is incredible to feel like, no, like I have to take these opportunities. I can't waste opportunities. And if it means that people think I'm kidding or whatever, that's fine. I'm so serious about this. And just knowing that he was like this at 22 is just so cool.
Talk about it, make the people talk about it, make the world see. For every MC that I see trying to stay afloat, I'ma build a boat like Noah and take them to a place that I'm sure we all can blow up. Boom, I ain't a star yet, but I'm getting close to him. And if you see a whack artist do more than boom, throw him off the banister, shoot him on camera, then kill his manager, then hang a banner up that reads you can't proceed without being conceived by one album of the 90s. On Rosecrans where you find me, and all my niggas is grimy, but I remain the good kid trying to make a difference where I'm from, where you live. Oh no, we got to slow the city down. I told the homeboy.
I just really liked the way that sounded. Voice really is good. I brought this up in the Super Bowl performance when he actually sings. His voice is like pretty. If you've watched any of my videos, I've probably figured out boxes and stuff out the door for me. So I don't mean that in the way that I know a lot of people are going to take that as in like a feminine way. I mean it pretty as in like it just sounds pretty to me.
Pump his brake, he said that he'd rather put the pump to his face. Sawed off, torture, turn saw off. Scorching, hot where I'm from, the newscasters don't come. Another rat jig got dumped in a trash can, I ain't done. A baby here and there with it, she said postpartum did it. Molested at 11 and she always reminiscing. When he was undressing, said it'd only be a minute. That's why a nigga always kicking someone with some feeling. I should've been a distance, I should've been a blizzard.
Oh my God. Just to see this, and then we have Kesha's song. Oh my God, I do that all the time. Keisha's song. I don't know why my brain goes to Kesha. I think she's just wiggled her way into my brain. It's been like TikTok on the clock for so many years now. Sorry, serious topic here. But from this, and then you have Keisha's song, and then you have Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, just to see these little threads, you know, they pick up and they weave. Just, oh my God. Him just talking about this stuff from like the drop. I know I've said that 20,000 times now, but I remain a good kid trying to make a difference where I'm from, where you live. And just knowing that I'm about to start the Good Kid Mad City, wow. Hot where I'm from, the newscasters don't come.
Pose, a critic paparazzi got me on my toes. I wanna jump on them like a tadpole, assholes. Trying to kill my dreams, not elevate. Those are not my dreams. I'll be straight with a little bit of passion and a drive like an Aston. Motivation from Nipsey or Glass.
Sorry, this is a side note. I just have to say, listen, I'm consumerism, that kind of stuff. I have my feelings, and I'm not gonna begrudge, you know, whatever. You spend your money on what you spend your money on. But the cars, the, you know, whatever, like I get it, but I'm also just like, but the exception to that rule is Aston Martins. My dad and I are such big Bond fans. I mean, I have seen every Bond there is from the first Bond all the way to now. All the different ones we've had, I've seen them all. I can't not love my Astons. So like, I get it.
This J-Rock, Mike Stroh, bad luck, you and I. Dom Kennedy, Murs, and Face Shine. Lady G, will he be in time? I'ma blow like a motherfucker sniffing lines. Go like I never seen a red light shine. Flow to my heart, hit the flow when I'm down. Heart of a line, tell him get in line and pass the baton. I won't pass it back, I ain't good at dimes. If the bitch bad, I can pass you a dime. Haters better duck.
The heart of a lion, tell him to get in line and pass the baton. I won't pass it back.
Like I'm passing the pond. No, I'm the king and I'm passing you pawns. Pad on the hill, that's a passion of mine. Promise I shine like two mics under heavy strobe lights. I'ma need 2 mics just to get my point across. I'ma get my journey across country. Y'all go want me.
Top Dog Entertainment.
What was that ending? The song that makes me spill my guts. What is the end of that video said what? Hello? Can you go back? The songs that didn't make it. Kendrick Lamar EP coming soon. Oh, okay. There's more though. I feel like there's
all B-roll footage though.
That's what I'm about to do, man.
Yeah, that's my code. What's called this shit like? Like all B-roll. Just all B-roll.
Just call it B-roll. I love seeing that. Like, I know he's younger. I understand that he's not doing this at the level he is, like how he is today, but just to see like the normalcy behind people, I just think is always really cool and really interesting. It's just him and these guys like in the parking lot getting their B-roll footage. I like that. It just feels very authentic. Wow. Okay. There's definitely going to be things that I need to go and look up, dig into his lyrics more after this, because I'm sure there's plenty I missed and things that are going to, you know, stand out and be, I'm going to love later on. It really does feel like such a setup, this like launching. Everything I listened to of his that are from the early days does feel truly like he's setting such a foundation with where he wants to go. And it feels raw and authentic. And not that I think that he loses that. Thinking about him in the Super Bowl, right? That's a big highlight. And I just watched that not too many weeks ago. And just to see this foundation of this raw, authentic self that he continues to have. This is what, 2010? This is 14, almost 15 years ago. He's grown and he's evolved, but he's always had this foundation to launch from and continue to go back to and continue to have threaded through. And that's just really cool to see. I mean, this feels pretty in line with Section 80, maybe a little bit more raw, which only shows more of his continued evolution, but these same threads of, I talked about the J. Cole thing of meeting him, like that's just, it's really cool to see him tell his stories. There's always layers that I'm gonna need to go back and look at, but let's move on to The Heart Part 2.
I'll tell you what I don't believe in. Can I do that? All right, I don't believe in the laws or the system by any means whatsoever. I try not to obey them at any time. That's what I believe in, not believing in.
So what keeps you alive?
4 big bottles of water a day,
That's
2
good.
packs of Marlboro Reds, and what keeps me alive? Shit. Music. I have to listen to music all day long. I'd say that keeps me going. I'm a pretty dark person. I've thought about ending it a million times, and I have to say the music keeps me here. By far, the main thing.
Thank you.
What an interesting intro. Wow. Okay.
Sitting in the studio thinking about which move would go right now. Freestyle or write down, whatever. It's still a come up clever. I just need to free my thoughts, and Lord knows that I know better. But I ain't perfect. I ain't seen too many church.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm sorry. I have to go back. There was something else in the last song that it just made me think of, because he just talked about, I like can see the next line and it says like a testament versus, it made me think of this. In the last song, it also brought up Corinthians. Or I think it was Corinthians. I'm pretty sure it was. And I meant to bring that up too. Sorry. I had to loop back around. We're focused. We're focused.
Just many churches, I know them testament verses. You should either hear me now or go deaf, or end up dead, die trying and no death. Might end up dead, swallow blood, swallow my breath. Fuck a funeral, just make sure you pay my music respect, nigga.
Ooh, that funeral line? Just pay me respect to my music.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You see, my art is all I have, and victory tastes sweet. Even when the enemy can throw salt, still knock them out the park like a fucking tow car. Let bygones be bygones, but where I'm from, we buy guns and more guns to give to the young. I'm living the life of a...
Ooh. I love that line. I mean, I don't love it, but like I love how he says it. I just feel like that is so, it's so easy for people to judge people's situations. Like, it's so easy to say, like, oh, just, let bygones be bygones. I'm assuming we're talking about him growing up in Compton and, dealing with the gang violence and what that means for people growing up. It's so easy for you to say that standing on the outside, but you don't understand what it's like to live here. Obviously, I would never understand that, but it's just that reminder of like, it's easy for people to judge from the outside looking in, but it's different when you're living it and experiencing things. Things aren't always that black and white. It really does serve as just a reminder, like, hey, you haven't lived this, you haven't experienced it.
Nigga, trap nigga, inside the system, all you envision is trap niggas. My uncle do...
There you go. Exactly. Like, it's so easy for you to make assumptions and judge. You don't live within the system that I live in, that the people in my community have to live in. And unless you have, it's hard for you to really truly understand.
One life is our prison. He wasn't rap too tight. He told me rap about life, not rap niggas. That's why I'm shaking my head when you rap dissing. My stomach start turning, my nerves get to twitching. I start evaluating, then my final intuition is that you wishing to come up, well just come up. We used to beefing over turf, fuck beefing over verse. Niggas dying, motherfucker double entendre. And this is Compton, lions in the land of the triumph. Raps ran our defiance, ban our alliance. Put burners in the hands of the black man. One hood with 24 foes like a clone Kobe Bryant. You probably heard I wanna be heard and wonder who I am. You probably even listen to Faith and think I know Zion, but really I'm just caught in the loop of understanding the truth, because it seems like it's always clashing with science. I got a big fear of flying. My future's so bright I probably go blind before I blink twice. I ain't lying. I swear to God, half of y'all just don't know Kendrick. The school of hard knocks.
this is going to be so interesting because, okay, so one of my strong suits is pattern recognition. Like a lot of neurodivergent people, that is really a place where I excel. And it's interesting because I have this thing in my brain that's been niggling away. Pattern that I'm picking up is, I don't know if I would have picked it up in the same way if I wouldn't have heard some of his stuff in the past, then watched the Super Bowl. I don't think that it has enough merit yet, but I'm interested to see if it does at some point. So just keep a pin in this. That's why I'm shaking my head when you rap dissin'. My stomach turning, my nerves get to twitching. I start evaluating my final intuition. Is it that you wishing to come up or just come up? Beefing over turf, beefing over a verse. Because people are literally dying. And this is what we're fighting about. Such a poignant response. From the beginning, he has been very, very raw and authentic. It's just interesting to see how he has viewed this from day one. I know I'm kind of like leaving y'all with what the heck is she talking about? But again, like I don't have a formulated enough thought. The best way I can describe how my brain works when it comes to pattern recognition is it's like, I don't think I've ever tried to explain this to someone. So one, bear with me. Two, this may make zero sense. We'll see. The best way I think I can describe it is it's like in my brain, and I picture it different ways, but it's almost like I picture like things connecting. I kind of see all these things swirling around and then things start like kind of like highlighting and like I start picking up threads and things start connecting for me. Like that's the best way I know to describe it, is like that starts happening like in my brain. And so I don't have enough to be able to formulate anything, but it's these little things that are picking up that's making me feel like I'm going to have a theory. This sounds wild. This sounds so, I know this does not sound, I don't even know what this sounds like. I know this probably does not make sense. I feel like I'm going to be editing this back and being like, it makes sense in my head. I guess the best way I can describe it is it makes sense in my head and I just want to put a pin in it because I just have a feeling I'm going to be returning to it. And I'll leave it at that. I'm sorry.
We was the first ones in attendance. You walking down that block, he got shot, you a no eyewitness. You just mind your business. You just turn your head, kneel down, and then tie your tennis. It's kinda scary, ain't it? You can't act like no bitch that only got Tyler Perry famous. Just let me explain it. Why you pick up that stainless? Cause your pops wasn't anxious to see you when you hated. So much you probably had your burner tucked at graduation. Said if you see him on them bleachers, then you kill him facing 25 to life with a murder charge. Your enemies was to pray and now you pray to God. I pray these bars get farther than Compton. And if I reckon if I break, I still won't break my promise. I promise to keep it honest. Secret society, all we ask is trust. And all we lack is communication, like service sucks. The people scared of annihilation when kingdom come. And I'm like, the Kendrick Lamar whole D in less than a month, alright? Gotta keep it pushing. Can't let the government tell me how my future looking.
Oh!
Rosecrans and Central trying to duck the central bookings. If the fucking pigs get behind me, then you know I'm booking. Never will I surrender. I've been a warrior when I came out my mom's placenta. In the gutter lane like a master splinter. How splendid, I guess my project had did it. Got all these niggas approaching they.
This is so serious, and I actually want to talk about serious things, but I just need to get this out. Isn't that the name from like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Is that? I have to look this up because if it's not, like, I can't keep this in this video. Oh wait, it's technically, he says it's spelled T-A. Is that something different? Oh my god, what if it's actually some rapper that I don't know or something? I really hope it's not, for the sake of this video of me saying this. Nothing's coming up when I spell it like that, so I think that's just how he said it, but I think he is referring to that, right? What if it's not? Oh my god, this is gonna be like the reindeer moment all over again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a separate video. I don't even remember what video that was. Spiteful Chant? Yeah, it was Spiteful Chant. I just had to bring that up. When I saw that, I was like, I feel like I know that name, and I started thinking, I was like, no, that's definitely that. Okay, I need to go back though. There's no eyewitness, mind your business. I mean, just, oh my god. All of this, just like the way he can paint that image is wild. Him talking about the gun deal, wow. I pray these bars get farther than Compton, but this is playing into my, okay, I pray these bars get farther than Compton. And if our record never break, I still won't break my promise. I promise to keep it honest. Secret society, all we ask is trust. And all we lack is communication, like service sucks. Regardless if I make it or not, I'm going to continue to work at this. I'm going to continue to speak on this and share this vision, share this message, because it's bigger than me, it's bigger than fame, it's bigger than all that. It's what I feel I'm called to do, kind of thing. And layer by layer, he continues to solidify his foundation, which is really interesting. Him taking this talent and his vision and really sculpting it into, this is what I'm going to present to you. I'm going to keep it real and authentic. I'm not going to hide behind things. I'm here to talk about real issues, and I'm not going to shy away from it. And we continue to see that in Section 80. Even when you look at the Super Bowl performance, like, he is still dedicated to that. And that is still his foundation, which is really cool. That even as he's grown and his fame has grown, to see that that is a continuous thing that he stays with is really, really cool.
Mixtape's different. They said 7 tracks, I said 15. Called it an EP. They said I'm tripping. But little did they know I'm trying to change the rules that we've been confined to, so the corporate won't make decisions.
Oh!
Uppity bitches, handling business, killing our dreams, stealing our vision. Out in Haiti, adolescents barely have a home. In LA, everybody think they fucking on. Hop on Twitter, perpetrate, we doing big shit. Who we hanging with and bragging about the iPhone. I swear to God, most of y'all cats just don't know Kendrick. You barely know yourself, so I guess most of y'all should be offended. Ain't doing this for my health, I'm trying to purchase my mama them business. Occupying my time with riches, justifying my time ambition. Just to coincide, just to go inside, books behind the lives while we live. And look, the mastermind took the mastermind, just the perfect time, just the mastermind, just the master ground with precision. Look, the mastermind took the...
We would like to call this an appreciation tape for those who recognize the Kendrick Lamar EP. For this is a Kendrick Lamar OD. Because of you, we are overly dedicated.
As I was saying, he just kills me with his talent. I just love that we're going on this journey. He is so, like, unapologetic, and that is something that I just have such a deep appreciation for. His authenticity, raw, unfiltered. Like, he is unapologetically himself, and that is something that I really try to do within my own life as well. Obviously, he is representing something much larger. I don't just mean fame. I mean, like, the types of things he's talking about. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to compare what I do in my personal life to something of his caliber. That's not my intention at all. But I just mean the idea of speaking out when things are wrong, speaking up for people who don't have a voice, being unapologetically yourself and calling things out as you see them. I'm not saying that there's not a time and a place for certain things, but I think we rely way too much on that. We hide behind that. I'm not saying that you should, just go out screaming. There are certain things that I will take into consideration, right? But I'm just saying that not using that as an escape, not using that as something to hide behind, is something that I also try to emulate. I cannot relate to his experience, and I can't say that, I understand his fame by any means, but I can say that I know in my own personal life that is not an easy position to be in, and it does not make you people's favorite person. Like, I will never be people's favorite person, and I know that. You do a highlight reel of my life, and I promise you, so many pieces are me getting myself into trouble, getting myself into things because I will not keep my mouth shut when people want me to. Because if I see something, I'm gonna say something. I have a tendency to be very protective of people who I see being taken advantage of, or any type of situation like that where things are imbalanced. I cannot stand back for that. It's not my nature, even if it's to my own detriment, which has happened a lot. I just can't not do it. Again, I'm not trying to make a comparison as if I am ever to that level, but it's just really cool to see that in someone's artistry that resonate with me, and I just really appreciated that throughout this. This was really good. One other thing, they said 7 tracks, I said 15. Like, I'm willing to go above and beyond, and it's not just that I'm willing to go above and beyond. I'm trying to change the rules. I'm not just trying to do things, like, I'm trying to change things. I'm not trying to just work within the system. I want to change the system, and that, oof, I get that. We've been confined, so the corporate won't make decisions. I mean, it's just killing our dreams, stealing our vision. Wow. so good. I like how he always reminds us as listeners, like, hey, listen, while you're posting on Twitter and you're looking at your newest iPhones and stuff like that, that's not the life that everyone leads. When you really start talking about bigger money, that's not the life that 99% of us live. But you barely know yourself, so I guess most of y'all should be offended. Oh, that is and I love that he still highlights, like, two things can be true at the same time. He can still have his main objective be about sharing a message, amplifying voices that aren't being heard, and highlighting injustices and problems within our systems and in our society, calling out how much privilege there is, while still also saying, like, but yeah, like, if I get to make some money, of course I'm trying to buy my mom a Benz. Like, I'm not trying to say, it would be hypocritical of me to say that I'm not going to appreciate if I do get these things. I'm not trying to say that you can't have these things, but also you have to keep your roots. And if they're not your roots, you still have to be cognizant of the world around you and the privileges that you have. That's how I take that. As we come back around to, I think it was in The Spiteful Chant, we talked about mastermind. That's one of those words for me that I just, anytime I see that, I know I'm gonna really like it. And now we got it all throughout. I talked about before about me not having rhythm. It's not just rhythm, it's coordination. My, like I have no awareness of my body whatsoever. Oh, okay. Look, the mastermind took the master's mind, just the perfect time, just to master mine, just to match the grind with precision. Look, the master took, and then he coughs. That is wild. I need to hear it again because I feel like he got a little like.
Look, the mastermind took the mastermind, just the perfect time, just the mastermind, just the master ground with precision. Look, the mastermind took the.
We would like.
It almost sounds like he was so in it and then he like stumbled a little bit. I edit out a lot of it, trust me. But I can be a decent speaker, but something about being on camera just like heightens. I think it's just the nerves of doing it, but my stumbling over my words increases significantly with this whole being on camera thing. This may be me just showing my lack of knowledge, but I don't feel like I hear a lot of times when people will keep stumbles like that in their work, because it's almost like he got so caught up in it that he just like stumbles over his words or like gets like tongue-tied a little bit. I just think it's cool that he left that in there. Like, he could have redone that. But the fact that he kept it in, again, it just gives you that feeling of like realness that I really appreciate. Just that whole thing about mastermind and the perfect time, I just, that was a cool concept. I feel like I just keep talking, sorry. Can you tell that I really liked this one? When did this one come out? Okay, this one was the one that was on the Overly Dedicated. So it was track 1 of Overly Dedicated. Let's do the final one, which is going to be the Heart Part 3. Feels a little more developed. Like, the sound of it sounds a little bit more professionally produced. I'm not saying the other ones didn't. I'm just saying I can tell a slight difference.
1 2 1 2 2 1 2 1 2 Turn the headphones up, Ali.
I love when artists keep things like this in. You know, I mean, like, not when it's overdone, but there's something about that just makes you feel more connected, and it feels more like you're kind of like with them there when they keep things in that they kept from when they were actually recording it. Also, this is a side note, I don't know if Ali's gonna be around for like this whole time. He's obviously on like all these earlier works, but I'm like getting really used to him. This is so random, but I'm like, if you get someone else in this, like, I'm gonna miss you being like, hey Ali, you know? I get randomly attached to like the weirdest things, and I feel like that's gonna be one.
1 2. You mixed with Dre, right?
Another thing I love about him, when he keeps these little like chuckles, any of his little like chuckles or laughs, I don't know what it is about Kendrick, but I just really like those.
Turn headphones up.
When the whole world see you as Pac reincarnated, that's enough pressure to live your whole life sedated. Find the tallest building in Vegas and jump off it. But I can never rewrite history in a coffin. So I'm talking to God, can you wash all these demons off me?
I'm sorry. We are not even through the first verse, Kendrick. I'm sorry, what? God, these heart ones, really, I get why y'all wanted me to listen to them. I am so sorry. When the whole world see you as Pac reincarnated, that's enough pressure to live your whole life sedated? Find the tallest building in Vegas and jump off of it? And the fact that he's using Vegas and that's where, but I could never rewrite history in a coffin. So I'm talking to God. Can you wash all these demons off me?
This last year been quite similar to a Lear. Control my own destiny, only rapper that steered. A G5 G's give high fives to me and say Kendrick just persevere. The presence of being real. As I lay in this four-corner room staring at candles, thinking how can I make an example for this generation of Compton. My biggest fear is not feeling accomplished or turning back to that same accomplice. My past life was a child with no whack right, trying to smile in a room of killers turned into a crash site. Influenced by niggas that spoke the gang culture fluent, assuring that some blossom early and some truant. Thank God for the album I idolize. It's dark and plus hell is hot, that's the start of this crazy ride. Two young niggas, me and Dave inside the garage. I thought we was Jay and Dame, that's the lane that we tried to drive. Truthfully, I just started rapping to get away. I never thought that your favorite rapper would won a verse. My nigga got hit 25 times with a K. Make the decision, ride the beat or ride in the hearse. Now Punch is my mentor, Top Dog is the coach. J-Rock is my older brother, I was there when he wrote his name on his record deal. We had figured the coast would live on a pedestal once the shit hit the stove. Found ourselves scrambling, trying to figure it out. Soul told me that the record shop about to go on the drought. Q ain't got a place to stay, about to sleep on the couch. We eating off each other, trade the dollar menu amount. Meanwhile, the coast going hard at each other, the young.
I have to stop. There is so much I already need to unpack. Holy crap. I feel like I have just learned so much. Oh my God. Listen, he really makes me dig into like the lore. It's always the lore. Oh my God. The Aaliyah thing, crazy. The steering the G5, the plane, I can't. Whew, that's wild. And this drops like right before his. So this, okay, hold on. I need to reset. This threw me for a loop. Okay, I'm resetting. First of all, I feel like I'm learning so much. So this came out right before Good Kid, Mad City, which means, and this is technically his first studio album. I know I've said before that Section 80, but I have been informed that is not accurate. So this is technically his like actual first studio album. So this is almost like his, again, you guys are gonna have to tell me about this whole Heart series if I'm taking this wrong, but it feels like to me that this is like, it's like him, oh my God, it's his prologue, moment. Those of you who are not Swifties, at the beginning of each album that Taylor Swift has ever dropped, sometimes people refer to him as a prologue, some of them refer to him as like a foreword, but it's essentially, she kind of writes this thing out, and really and truly how you're supposed to start each of her album is to read that first, and it sets the tone. I'm giving you a little bit of insight into the lens in which you should view this, and that's what this feels like. The fact that there was the part one, is that, oh my God, now light bulbs going off. Okay, I'm getting it. Is that what these are? These are almost like his like introductions, here's the lens in which you should view my work. Because that's what this really does feel like. It's like the things that I couldn't say on the album, but I need to tell you, hers are almost like a story, like a poem. But the point is that that's what this feels like. It gives you just more insights. How can I make an example for this generation of Compton? You know, he's got this like, again, it's this messaging of this is what I'm here for and this is what I'm trying to do, but it's so much pressure because you know what it's like and you're trying to use your skill sets and the things that you excel at. What can I do to give back to the community in which raised me that I'm, you know, I know the flaws in the systems that I need to highlight, and I want to be this person for people. And then it sounds like he's got fans and industry and all this stuff starting to lay these additional pressures on him of like, he's the next Tupac, with him talking about things that are very real and political. My biggest fear is not feeling accomplished or turning back to the same accomplice, like almost like going back, not feeling like I did enough, not feeling like I've made it enough to do what I want, or turning back to the same patterns that maybe he had when he was younger. My past life, which I feel like is even more substantiated by that next part, which is my past life was a child with no act right trying to smile in a room of killers turn into a crash site. Like, you're surrounded by this deal and you're just trying to get through it, influenced by those that spoke the gang culture fluent. Wow. Assuring that some blossom early and some truant. Ooh. Me and Dave inside the garage, that thought we was Jay and Damn. Okay, that I'm assuming that's, I don't know what that's referencing, so that's something I'm definitely gonna have to look up. Truthfully, I just started rapping to get away. I never thought that your favorite rapper would win a verse. That's wild. Yeah, continues his narrative. And then we bring in, you know, Soul, who, and Q, J-Rock, which have all been on Section 80, which is super cool. I think they were all signed to the same label, so it sounds like him bringing up them coming into this stuff together. I feel like I think I'm understanding the heart thing more.
The younger rappers that wanted some of the OG's comfort, but I ain't need it. I never screamed out the New West, I didn't believe it. They broke each other down, I was planning out my achievements. I need to separate myself to stand out. I need a better way to take your fans now. I need to kill you motherfuckers dead. Y'all tips ain't at your head, I'll be damned if the chopper jam now. And we never asked for no handouts. In the midst of it all, I recall a call when you said how we can never resolve in the Hall of Fame. And I went to trial with a Bible.
This is the second time I'm going to do this in this video, and I'm sorry for that, but it's just, this made me think of a line that I don't think I pointed out in the last one that I wish I would have, because there was a really, really poignant line that was about the, I can't remember the exact verbiage, but it was essentially about the, like, I'm not going to let the government dictate, like, tell me who I am or what I'm supposed to be. Something along those lines. The way that people perceive the place that he grew up in, and even bigger than that, the way this country treats people of color, like anybody who's just not essentially a straight white cis male. I mean, anybody who's different, but obviously how our country deals with racism and what it's done to perpetuate. When I was listening to this verse, it made me think of that and how I don't think I commented on it, but I never screamed out New West Coast. I didn't believe it. And I think that's the whole like East Coast versus West Coast thing, right? And he's like, I'm not trying to get into all of this. I'm just trying to plan out my achievements. I'm trying to separate myself from anything different. I'm trying to pave a new path. I'm trying to change the game. We never asked for no handout. In the midst of it all, I recall, wow, okay.
Right before I play the game as I plan blow. I look back at me, nigga, and if they said that I'm the one, why you asking me, nigga? Cause when the whole world see you as Pac, reincarnated, enough pressure to make you just open the book of David and pray to...
The way his voice is like breaking, the like emotion behind that.
God that you make it or live your life in the matrix, cause falling off is a sickness, I heard that it's quite contagious. I need to separate myself to stand out. I need a better way to take your fans now. I need to kill you motherfuckers dead. 3 hollow tips ain't at your head. I'll be damned if the chopper jam now. And we never asked for no handouts. I take you back to that pack of
Abs. I still don't know how to say his name. That's who that is, right? Because the video doesn't. Yeah, it is. Okay.
black and mouths in my hand now. In the midst of it all was cooking and potting.
I love how if I just would have let it play that I would have heard the soul. I'm sorry.
Hands out, looking forward as four was forced to form a new clan now. Fast forward as I wait in line for this passport. The homies was still poor, but working the Jansport. Whoever thought that Rosenberg mentioned me to Dre. Even Vanessa from Double XL that told no breastplate. And there goes my fate, now I'm on the stage with Snoop. Gave me the torch and I ran with it in high pursuit. Rap with my forefathers, even wreck it with God Got Two. Lyricists of the year, fuck am I supposed to do? Rock.
Laughing at you niggas out there who thought we was flukes. Exaggerated shit we rapped had came true. Thought I was aggravated when Warner had let me loose. I was honored, see they was haunted when Mike Jones didn't recoup.
Cool, cause niggas won't outdo us in the booth. Even when my album leaked, fans still buy it for proof. I came, I saw, I conquered. No shame, I blame all of this on Compton. Thinking about when Shireen tried to set me up. Cold game, full circle, they set up. I put my life in these 12 songs, my fight in these 12 songs. The fight to ignite every wrong and right that I prolong. The story, the short film, the glory of him and them. The worry of mothers that don't recover when babies killed. The trial and the tribulation, the newer miseducation. The view of a body wasted, you knew somebody ain't make it. The angry, the adolescent. The reason I asked this question, will you let hip-hop die on October 22nd? Will you let hip-hop die on October 22nd?
Oh my God. This man, I swear. Oh my God. Okay. There's just so much. There's so much. Oh my God. Okay. Just give me a second. One, I think that does somewhat answer my own question that I posed earlier about the heart and like what it stands for. It does feel like this is almost like the prologue, the introduction, the lens in which you should view. We're also, I feel like it almost feels like we're given so much extra context that should help influence how you view the music, which is really cool, or the album. I'm gonna go back to where we kind of last with a Bible and a rifle. Crazy. I love that we brought back that, because when the whole world see you as Pac reincarnated, but then it changes. Enough pressure to make you just open the book of David. Wild. And pray to God that you make it or live your life in the Matrix. That is, if you think about it in the lens of, this is technically his first studio album, he's already pointing out of like, I need to separate, I need to stand out because I need to continue this. I've only seen this, you know, I've seen this amount of success, but like I need to keep it going because I still have more to say, I still have more to do. I know that I need to really stick with this because I know that it's gonna take time to get these messages out and to continue to try to create change, essentially. Extra context on what was going on in their lives. Whoever thought that Rosenberg would mention me to Dre, gave me the torch and I ran with it in hot pursuit, rapped with my forefathers, even wrecked it with Gaga too, like wild. Lyricist of the year. Wow. I love that J-Rock laughing at you who out there who thought that we were flukes. This last verse, this wild. Even when my album leak, fans still buy it for proof? Is that about this album? I mean, if this is technically, we're looking at this as his first studio album, I'm assuming that he's saying that the album that's about to drop was leaked. I didn't know that, if that's what that's talking about. But the fans still buy it for proof. Even though it was leaked, people are still gonna buy it because they believe in the messaging. Like they believe in him, is how I'm taking that. Came, I saw, I conquered, no shame, I blame this all on Compton. Think about it twice when Shireen tried to set me up. I'm pretty sure Shireen is in the name of one of the titles because when I was writing the track list in my like content planning spreadsheet, I'm pretty sure that's the name of a song. So this is giving us more insight on that. So thinking about when Shireen tried to set me up, cold game full circle, they set her up. Interesting. I put my life in these 12 songs, my fight in these 12 songs. So this is going to be another like looking back like section 80, but it sounds like he's like the story, the short film. Oh wait, I missed a line. The fight to ignite any wrong and right that I prolong. And then, yeah, the worry that mothers don't recover when baby's killed. This, the view of a body wasted. You knew somebody ain't make it. The angry adolescent, the reason I ask this question, will you let hip hop die on October 22nd? Which I'm assuming is the drop date. That is wild. That is a wild kind of like intro into the album. The way he says it, the emotion when he's saying that last verse, but as it goes on, it gets heavier and heavier, and then it almost like breaks. So good. This has made me so excited for this album. I'm gonna try to film the next album today. So this is like really cool to end here and then pick it up in the next video, so long as my electronic stuff and the animals are all good. I'm gonna try to film it today, so I'm really excited to jump into it now. Final thoughts. One, I hope now that I'm through this video, I'm gonna check the audio and make sure that it worked out all right, and I really hope it did, because if not, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this video, so fingers crossed. I really liked these. I didn't really know what to expect. I feel like I understand them more now, though, than I did at the beginning of this video. Once I heard it, I think I understand it, but if I did miss anything, not just in the songs themselves, but just within the context, too, of the heart, did I get that part right? Am I understanding what the heart, I'm gonna call it for now, the heart series, is supposed to represent? It's almost like a prologue introduction into these various things. That's how I'm taking it, but let me know. Per usual, there's so much to dig into that I'm excited about after this video. I'll, you know, dig more into the lyrics and everything, but really liked that. I don't know. It's a toss-up. I really liked part 3, but I don't know, something about part 2. I think that might be my favorite. I don't know. All 3 of them were great, but I'm excited about this album now. I was already excited because everyone said it was like a film, and so I'm really excited about that part, but also nervous because obviously I know I'm gonna have to re-listen to Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, because obviously I need the whole context of the album. And I'll just leave you with, what did I get right? Did I miss anything? Did I get anything wrong? Let me know as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Listen, audio, gods, please, please work and not screw this video up for me.